Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel, She Plans, She Budgets. In today's video, we'll be setting up my sinking funds, so let's get started. Alright, so we have my February calendar view opened up right here. This is in my 7x9 Erin Condren monthly planner. If you're interested in this planner, feel free to check out the description box. I have it linked down below. Alright, and then right here I have my stickers for the sinking funds and transaction log, along with the thin washi and thick washi. So we're just going to go ahead and flip through my planner to see what I have set up so far, and then we'll get started with the sinking funds. So again, this is my calendar view. We did set this up together. Feel free to check out my previous video if you haven't seen it already. All right, so I'm skipping these two pages. And then we have my expense log where I'm keeping track of all of my cash envelope spending and any unbudgeted spending. Then I have my weekly check-in. I already I already laid down the stickers, but we will do a video where I kind of like set up the numbers or get the pages ready, along with the weekly balance page, getting my account numbers together, just so it's easier for me to do my weekly check-in videos. And in that video, I'm also going to include my savings tracker setup. So normally I would include that in this video with the sinking funds, but just to save some time, because there's a lot to go over, I'm going to include the setup for the savings in the next video, which will be about the weekly check-in, weekly balance, and savings tracker setup. All right, and then we have my monthly budget right here. We did set this up together as well, so feel free to check out that video. And that is actually the last page. Right here is where we'll set up the sinking funds. All right, so I'm just going to go ahead and take my thick washi rather, and just go ahead and lay this down. So for sinking funds, if for anyone that may not be familiar, sinking funds are just mini savings you can have for different categories. And you can save it for any portion of the year, whether it's all year. Like for example, if you wanted to save for Christmas, you can start in January, you can start in July, you can start whenever you would like. And you would just basically divide your total goal. So if you have a goal of $1,000 for Christmas and you want to have it saved either by November for Black Friday or in December for actual Christmas Day, and you want to get started in January, you can go ahead and divide your $1,000 goal by 12 months. And that's how much you would need to save each month, just so it's not such a burden to come up with that full $1,000 in the month of November or in the month of December. It's just an easy way to save money throughout the year or half the year, just to reach a goal and to lighten the financial burden. All right, so we got that laid down. Let me lay down this script. All right, so I have 8 core categories, and I'll keep track of them on a monthly basis all year long. And then I have some additional categories in the back of my planner, which I will show you now. Back in my notes section, so when I set up my Q1 budget with you all, I showed you my Q1 budget along with the sinking funds. And this is the list of sinking funds that I would like to incorporate throughout the year. So they're not all active at once. What I'm going to do is maintain my 8 core sinking funds and just add in some additional sinking funds as needed. So like for instance, for the month of February, I want to add in 2 new sinking funds, which would be for electronics and gifts. For electronics, we're currently saving for a new cell phone, and for gifts, we are celebrating 2 birthdays for the month of February. So we're going to add those 2 categories in. And then for the rest of these include the core, so like annual subscriptions, car maintenance, car insurance, health and wellness. You'll see me write those down because those are the core that I will keep track of on a monthly basis. And then every so often you'll see me add in some different categories because I want to contribute to those sinking funds, when they're needed. So I don't want to have to keep track of all of these at once all year long, because this is a lot. And you know, with a certain amount of money, you can only stretch your butt so far. So that's how I want to break up my sinking funds this year. So the other categories I have, just to go over the names with you, but I won't go into great detail. I'll just go over the ones I'm currently contributing to for the month. But the other funds are activities, annual subscriptions, birthdays, car insurance, car maintenance, clothing, dental, electronics, gifts, giving, health and wellness, holidays, home projects, medical bills, or not medical bills, but medical, miscellaneous, pet, self-care, travel, vets, and grooming. So again, like I mentioned, for the month of February, I'm going to add in electronics and gifts because we have two things we're paying towards. One is towards a new phone, and the other is to start celebrating a few birthdays that's coming up February and as well as March. So mine will get started, right? And then for everything else that's not a core sinking fund, those will get added at different times throughout the year. Like for instance, the next one that most likely come up is travel, because my boyfriend and I do plan on going back to the East Coast to visit our family. We are from New Jersey, or I'm from New Jersey. He's from Pennsylvania. And we moved to Texas about 2 years ago. So we do plan on taking a trip back to the East Coast to visit family. So we will need to start contributing to the travel fund soon so that we have the money to, you know, pay for our flights and whatnot. Alrighty, and I think that those were the only two I wanted to add in. Sometimes I go back and forth on what I want to add in versus not, because I believe in my last sinking fund update, I mentioned clothing and dental, and I changed my mind on that. So let's just go back to February's sinking funds. All right, so I'm going to write down my core sinking funds because I remember those. So the first one is self-care. And I use that to basically buy any toiletries, hair care, body care, things like that to take care of myself. Then I have pets. I have 2 cats, and I just purchased cat food and cat litter with that. Then we take care of car maintenance, and that's to maintain our car. After that is car insurance, and that is to keep our car insured. Okay, and then I have annual subscriptions. And those are for the irregular bills that I have. I actually have my monthly bill tracker right here, and it's for these bills that's down here. So like Microsoft Flow, app, Mint Mobile, PlayStation, and Squarespace. So those come out yearly. So we just save for those in our sinking funds because they only get paid once a year. And I do have 2 coming up in February, which is the Flow app and Microsoft. So we're going to add some funds just to make sure everything is taken care of. And also we have some bigger expenses coming out in April because that's when the Mint Mobile bills are due for both of our cell phone lines. All right, so those are for the irregular bills, not the monthly subscriptions that I pay out of our monthly budget. All right, so after annual subscriptions, excuse me, I have vets and grooming. And those are in reference to my cats again. This is for any vet bills, any grooming bills, or grooming tools I may purchase off of Amazon, whatever I need basically to take care of them. And then we have health and wellness. And this is for vitamins. Oh, I started writing vitamins actually. Health and wellness. Do you ever start writing what you're saying, but you don't mean to? Health and wellness. All right, so that's to purchase vitamins. We're really big on vitamins. We take protein powder. We take beetroot powder, which is super disgusting because it tastes like straight up dirt from the ground. But it's super healthy for you. Basically anything like that. We also do like to purchase emergency, which is like a powder base where you stick it in your water and it's basically to give you a vitamin C boost for your immune system. And we like to take that because we're not, well, I'm not around people often except for my 2 office days for work. And my boyfriend goes out every day, and it's just to help, you know, fight the germs, bacteria, make sure we don't get sick. We're relatively healthy people. We don't have major medical bills, and we don't have frequent hospital visits. So we like to keep it that way. So we take these extra health and wellness precautions just to keep ourselves safe, well, and healthy, and keep, you know, our pockets free of medical debt, because whew, them bills be crazy. One visit, if you just step your pinky toe in the emergency room or urgent care, that's $200 flat before they look at you. So we're health and wellness people now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, so I'm missing one. Let me just look at January real quick because it's escaping me. Oh, home projects. So home projects I use to basically purchase anything I want to use to decorate the home, or to buy appliances for the home, like a new vacuum, a new Keurig, or anything like that. So home projects basically takes care of stuff like that. I think last month I purchased some new batteries, so I took it out of home projects. It's basically for stuff like that. And then those are the 8 core categories that I contribute to every month. And then the 2 new ones will be electronics, and that's to go towards a new cell phone. And then the last one will be gifts, because we are in the birthday season as far as our friends and family are concerned, and we're going to start contributing to that for them. All right, so let me put this down. And we'll go over the numbers. So I'm just going to go ahead and put down this transaction log sticker. All right, so that's what the bottom of the page is looking like. Just wanted to go ahead and add the transaction log. I will draw in my lines a little later. I do have some expenses to write down, but I guess I'll just save that for the weekly check-in, because then we can just go into detail on what I purchased from each category. And yeah. All right, so now for the top portion here. All right, so I'm going to flip back and forth between January and February so I can get the starting amounts. And for self-care, I'm starting off with, well, actually, I'll just show you all. So self-care, I'm gonna write down these amounts because I ended the month with $1,296.10. And if you caught my budget closeout video, then you know where I got this number from. So I'm just going to go ahead and transfer these numbers over to February, and then I'll be right back. All right, you guys, I am back. Just wanted to quickly mention that it is another day that I'm filming this. When I was filming originally, it did get really loud in the background, so I just stopped filming. And then I didn't pick the camera back up until now, which is a few days later. So where we left off was I was writing down my starting amounts for each of my sinking funds, and the total is $1,296.10, and that is the exact amount that I ended with in January. So now I'm just going to flip over to my monthly budget, because I did decide to add some additional money to my sinking funds. If you caught my monthly budget video, I did decide to add $733, but now I am planning to add an additional $61 from my paycheck number 1, just because I have the 2 new sinking funds that I'm adding in, the electronics and gifts. So I just wanted to make sure that I have enough money to spread around for all of the sinking funds. All right, so we're on the budget, the monthly budget view, just because I wanted to go ahead and add that in there. So I'm just going to add paycheck number 1, and I'm going to add $61. So I'm going to white out some of this information just because I want it to all make sense, and I'm not doing it in the actual column just because if anything else gets added into the budget throughout the rest of the month, then I want to be able to show that in the actual column. So I'm not going to write it there now. I'm going to just write out the expected. Alrighty, so the 5033 plus 61 is $5,094. So that would be the new budget for the month of February, $5,094. And I'm gonna write that down here as well. Then for sinking funds, I think I had the total already. So 733 plus 61 is 794. So that will be the new total here and down here, as well as here. Okay, so all of this should still compute the same. So taking $5,094 minus $2,750 minus $1,550 minus $794 should equal 0. So I'm maintaining my zero-based budget. All right, so now that we know how much we're budgeting for sinking funds, again, that is $794. I'm just going to write that here. Plus $794. This is what we have to work with for all of these different categories. All right, so I'm going to go a little bit out of order just because I want to make sure I get certain amounts in certain categories. For instance, for car maintenance, actually I'm gonna skip car maintenance. For car insurance, this is for sure getting $80. And that is so I can pay my 6-month premium in April. So that is coming up soon. So let me go ahead and start. So $794 minus 80 leaves me with $714. The next category I want to make sure I have money for is annual subscriptions. This is currently getting $138. And that is to make sure we have enough to cover our annual Mint Mobile bill for both of our cell phones, myself and my boyfriend. So we're going to subtract $138. So we have $576 remaining. Electronics, I want to give $50. And we're going to subtract the 50. And again, that's to save for a new cell phone. For gifts, I want to put in $17, so plus 17, so minus 17. All right, that leaves us with $509, so $509. All right, pets, that usually gets $65, so I'm just going to go ahead and add in the 65 because I just need that for cat food and cat litter. So minus $65 leaves me with $444. All right, so vets and grooming can just get whatever's left over. Home projects and self-care. And then health and wellness. Health and wellness, we normally like to do $200. I believe last month we did $175. I think I'm gonna do $175 again, only because there are some items I have saved on Amazon that I want to purchase from out of home projects. We do need some new pots and pans. We need I want to get one of those like holders, that the wall mounts that could hold your broom, your vacuum, if you know what I'm talking about. That wall mount that can hold your broom and your vacuum and your mop, if you know what I'm talking about. So for health and wellness, I believe I said I'm going to go with $175 again. I don't think there's anything we need in particular that we would need more than this, and plus we did start with $22, so that should be good. So I'm gonna subtract $175, leaves us with $269. Okay. Oh, car maintenance. Car maintenance is a big one. I normally do 100 at minimum. And we just got our car tested at the car shop just to see like what's all wrong with it. We did have something to come up as far as an engine filter, or I don't know. We got the oil changed again because there's a crack somewhere. So the oil that we just got in January dried up. So we had to get oil again. And the total cost of repairs is going to definitely exceed what we have in our car maintenance fund right now. So I do need to bulk this up, but I don't think I'm going to be able to do it in February. So I think I'm going to take $25 out of health and wellness. So I'm gonna bump this down to $150. Instead of $100, I'm gonna put $150 in car maintenance. So let me do plus 25 and now minus $150 for car maintenance leaves me with $144. Okay, so now between self-care and home projects, this has $23. Let me see what, you know what, I'm gonna do 75. Yeah, I'm just gonna do 75 for self-care. And then I'll do $4 in vet and grooming and $65 in home projects. All right, so let me total this up to make sure that it does total the $794. So we have 75 plus 65 plus 150 plus 80 plus 138 plus 4 plus 150 plus 65 plus 50 plus 17. All right, so $794. So I did the math correctly. All right, so this is basically how I figure out my sinking funds each month. For some of them, I do have set numbers that I add each month just to make sure I reach my goal. So that is basically everything for today's video. I want to thank you all so much for watching. Please be sure to like, comment, and subscribe down below. And I'll see you all next time. Bye.